Whoa! 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 Whoa!
The Andy Griffith Show, starring Andy Griffith, with Ronnie Howard. Also starring John Knox.
Whoa! Oh, hey! Perfect timing. Just caught a big one. Got my trusty reel, doing a little fishing. I like to use the intro. I like to use the intro, to the Andy Griffith Show because it gets me, when they're walking and it's Andy and little Ron Howard, and they're going over to the creek to do a little fishing. Gets me in the mood. So I kind of use my plant and I got my rod and reel. Get in the fishing mood. I'll tell you why. I did a little fishing this weekend down over by the creek. We don't really have a creek, but you know what I mean. By the mud-infested, polluted pond of Long Island. So, by the way, welcome to the Steve Squared Show. I'm your host, Funny Man Stevie K. What time is it? It's 6:32. Only a couple of minutes behind. No worries. I feel like it's always raining on Mondays, right? Don't you get that feeling? I mean, Karen Carpenter was right, boy. Rainy days and Mondays are terrible. You know what I'm going to do? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put my Yankee cap on. I'll tell you why. Because I can be the bigger person. I was very angry at them, as I pretty much am at everyone. It's not just them. I have a disdain for most people, most groups, Yankees now included. I ask for so little in life. So little. Is it too much to ask for these guys that get paid an exorbitant amount of money to make contact with their baseball bat to the baseball? Is it such a hard task? I ask you. I do things. I don't let you down. They let me down. It's all about letting people down. And I feel like I'm always let down. I thought, you know what? Every year it's the same story, the same freaking story. But I'm going to be the bigger person and, and not be that kind of guy.
This is so unfair.
It is so unfair. I was very upset. It was terrible. I mean...
Now, and go to the window.
Sorry.
Now, and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I was mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
That's how I felt. I felt like I was mad as hell. And I'm not going to take this anymore, but who am I not going to take it from? Am I going to contact the Yankee organization? And I'll tell you, you got to love baseball in the Yankees. They're right away selling next year's tickets. I get an email. Hey! I mean, are they kidding? I hope it's done with a bot, that it's just automatic. I hope nobody's sitting there going, this is a perfect time. I'm not going to talk about this. It's ridiculous. It's frustrating, you waste. And here's the thing about baseball. It's such a long, exhausting season. You devote a lot of time and energy to watching this, and then to be let down. It's just, I mean, look, they got down to the final four teams. I guess that's something. But they're the Yankees, for God's sake. And here's another thing that bothers me while I'm starting off a rainy, bothersome Monday. The announcing of these games. Now, I understand there's a sentiment. This is not local games anymore, where you're listening to your local announcer, and they're usually for your team, right? These are national games, and most of the nation hates New York. I understand that. I get it. I get we're hated people. Nobody likes New York. Did you ever watch a TV show or a movie and it's set in New York or Long Island and they're trying to mimic our accent and they really portray us as these dumb, ignorant, stupid individuals with stupid accents. They're not wrong. But anyway, so they're announcing the game, and every team the Yankees play. First they played Cleveland, and they had to wax poetically about Cleveland, and every player is so wonderful. Like the backstories, they're just fun-loving, and they're scrappy, and they're what energy, and look at, he wears his hair like that because they're just so much fun in Cleveland. That's what Cleveland does. Yay, Cleveland! And then the Yanks beat Cleveland, and then it goes to the next team, and then these guys are just so much fun. Look at the way they wear their uniforms, baggy. They're just fun. They don't take things serious. They're just having a kid's game. Stop it. I know what you're doing. We all know what you're doing. They were lambasted in the papers, lambasted on social media. You're terrible announcers. You know who I'm talking to, Bob Costas, you freak, and the rest of you morons. They should let me do the game. They should have somebody that just screams and curses during the game. They should allow cursing. You get it everywhere else, right? You get it on. You know what you do? Streaming has taken away everything else. Right? You can't watch my poor mom wants to watch Dancing with the Stars. She has to subscribe to 37 different streaming networks for $492 to watch these has-been stars do ballet. Poor mom! That's all she wants to see is some, maybe Bonnie Franklin. I don't know if she's still alive. I'm sorry I picked Bonnie Franklin. Let's go with Jennifer Grey or something. One of these 80s stars. Maybe a strung-out, coked-out Charlie Sheen doing the mambo. Not wrong, nothing wrong with that. I'd like to see, maybe, who was it? Maybe one of the Bradys doing a Latin salsa, right? Maybe Bobby. I'd like to see Cindy Susan Olsen. Maybe the Olsen twins, right? You get the two of them, and they're doing a little Macarena. I get it. People like that. But it's streaming now. So what you do is you take the playoffs and the World Series and all this nonsense, put it on a network that you can curse on. And then you let me anchor the games, and then you let me go full-blown F-bombs while I'm watching the game. Because I probably haven't cursed so much than I did over these past week. But I needed today to... This is perfect that the show is today. If they had won yesterday, this they would be playing right now. But fortunate for you, they're inept at not even winning one game that now I can broadcast at the normal time. Or else I would have had to broadcast to you at either 9 in the morning or 2 in the morning. So you had your choice. We should do a late night show. Now next week I'm hoping to do a Halloween show. Again, we're remote. Sally and Tony are busy at White Post Farm. Big hullabaloo over there. They're getting ready for the big Holla Scare. And they're doing, Tony does his character there, Hee Haw Willie or something like that. Sally goes and helps, and they do a lot of the corn maze. Do you ever go to those? I used to take my nephews. The corn maze, and, you'd have some 18, 19-year-old teenagers running around with chainsaws after you. Good, clean fun. And then you went into the haunted house, and it was smog-filled. You couldn't see. You'd probably break an ankle, right? Somebody would always come out crying. I listed my... Just the bevy of lawsuits and insurance problems going on at these places. But we did it because everybody does. And but it's just not for me anymore. I just can't. I think I've exhausted everything that has been on my bucket list. I have nothing left. I've done everything you could do. And this is the last thing is this show. And then I'll get this off, and then I can just sit in a corner and cry for the rest of my life. But how are you all? I hope you're all having a wonderful day. We got a lot of good stuff in store for you for the show. So I had my fishing rod out. I was doing a little fishing. This weekend, my folks, we like to go to this little spot. It's a nice spot. Saturday was a nice day. Tried to get an hour over there. And me and my dad went over to fish a little bit. So... we're not really catching much, so my dad goes to cast out, and the line gets caught, and the reel goes flying over the railing into the into the lagoon. Speaking of Gilligan from last week, if you remember, so it goes into the water, And I'm like, all right, we'll have to buy another rod. I told and my dad goes, no, I could fish this out. I said, what are you talking about? It's all the way down at the bottom of the seafloor. And it's not that deep, but we can see it. But how are we going to do this? And so my dad takes my rod and he fishes it right out. We reel it in and he catches the rod. One of the best catches of the week. So we save the rod. What is it? Save the rod, spoil the child? I don't know that saying. Anyway, we save the rod and reel, and we are back in business next time we go. So that was good. I told my dad, I said, I don't know if we're going to be able to do this, but he said,
I love you.
he was very animate, and he didn't worry. So
Wrong.
that is not wrong. So anyway, let's say hello to everybody. We got Kermit here with me. I don't know if Steve's going to call in. I told him, but I got 7 different devices working here, so I don't know what he's going to do. Obviously, I got Pumpkin going on here. We can't have a show without... I can't fit everybody and myself. Soon I'll just have a show like this. This is what I'm going to do for you guys. I'm going to have a show. This is going to be the show. It's going to be like this, and I'm not going to be here. I'll be I'll be out of the picture. It'll be just them two. What do you think? I'm going to move everybody. Sorry, moving everybody out of the way. Everybody's getting moved out of the way.
I love my life.
Not so much. But anyway, so I hope you all had a good weekend and did something fun. I hope Saturday was a beautiful day. I hope you guys took advantage and did some fun things. We got a lot of things. What else did I want to say to you? What is this here? If you're looking for some scary movies or horror movies, or you want to see 24-hour movies of Halloween type themes, go to AMC. AMC is doing 31 days of Halloween scare movies, but all kinds of fun movies. They're showing Goosebumps, which is a cute thing. House with the Clock on the Walls, the Jack Black movie. My hair's all over the place. And then they show, so it's not really like your real, Halloween's been on there, and a lot of different, every night there's something going on there, so you can check out AMC if you want to see anything. I don't know if it's been a week later, Halloween Kills, if you guys have all finally seen that mess. But that all pales in comparison to the jaw-dropping, blockbuster news that I came across this weekend. McDonald's is not just for kids anymore. McDonald's has come out with its adult Happy Meal. Now stay with me on this. This is an adult Happy Meal. Don't panic. It's not anything in the X-rated things. It's an adult Happy Meal where you get a 10-piece chicken McNugget, fries, 10-piece chicken McNugget, fries, and a drink, or you can get a burger, fries, and a drink. So it's comes in a box. It's the adult new happy place. It's your new happy place. Don't panic. It's still going to have the same amount of saturated fat that it always has. Hundreds of grams. You'll enjoy that. Thousands of milligrams of sodium. Don't you worry. It's all there for you, for your enjoyment. It's just put in a nice little cardboard happy box now. And if you think that's not all, you get a figure. One of 4 figures. And now this is really what blows my mind. Here's the figures. It's I wrote these down. Grimace. Remember Grimace was a McDonald's character? The Hamburglar. That was my favorite, and you got to see the Hamburglar. He's got a McDonald's tie, really cool. Birdie, I don't know what that is, and Cactus Buddy. So you get one of these 4, right? They're running out at McDonald's of them, of course, because adults are quasi-simpleton children, and they have run out McDonald's of these Happy Meal characters because people are going nuts. They're selling them on eBay for hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Even $1,000 somebody paid for the burglar. What is wrong with people? This is my point. This is not right.
Wrong.
It's
Wrong.
that gets 3.
Wrong.
It just does. It's not good.
Don't try to be funny, will you, meathead?
So that's what are you gonna do? But if you're looking and you want to go to a McDonald's, drive through the drive-through, ask for the adult Happy Meal. You can also get one of those on Queens Boulevard. It's one of the. You go up to the second floor, you knock on the door, and you ask for the adult Happy Meal. Just tell them Funny Man Stevie K sent you. So what else is going on in the news? Oh, let me tell you about this place. I like to give suggestions. So this is a great place. You're probably not going to get in there, but if you're looking to take someone or a family, kids, whatever, date, family, you go to this place here. This is a great, look at this place. The Haunted House of Hamburgers. It's a restaurant, Long Island's only themed restaurant. I don't know why it bills itself as that, because I think there are others. But hey, anybody can say whatever they want, right? Long Island's Haunted House of Hamburgers. This is in Farmingdale, okay? This is fantastic, this place. I mean, every day is Halloween. Here's a coupon. Receive 13% off your bill. You get out, you get 13. You see, what I would have done, cheapskates, I would have done 31%. But of course not. Jerks. Of course they went for they lowballed it. Losers. And, oh my God, with a purchase of $50 or more. That's ridiculous. Don't you hate that? There's always caveats to these coupons. It's buy 2 if you spend $100. Get a free one if you buy 40 of them. Maybe I don't need 13 tubes of toothpaste to get the 14th for free. I mean, how much can you brush your teeth, for God's sake? Although I have a dentist appointment coming up. I'm very excited about that. I don't know why I'm going to be there. It says, every day is Halloween there, so feel free to come dressed in a costume. That's fantastic. Let me give you the address, 330 Fulton Street in Farmingdale, hhhamburgers.com. This is fantastic. I looked at their menu. You got to see this. Look at this menu. This is fantastic. They have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast starts off with the Boo Breakfast, it's called. You can get creepy crepes. I love creepy crepes. Serial killer. I love that. Pitchfork pancakes. Or, of course, the Wicked Waffle. For lunch, you can get some Tombstone tacos, chicken or otherwise. Maybe you like a possessed potato skin, which is on AMC at 8 o'clock tonight. Possessed potato skin. That's a scary movie. Vampire bat wings. That's funny. This is funny. Served to the boneless wings. A cobweb Cobb salad. A killer clam. They have a cauldron of soups. So they also have soups there. And one of them is the Killer Clown Clam Chowder. Say that fast. And maybe you prefer a flatbread restin' pizza. Or an old-fashioned Frankendog. You got to get the Frankendog. They have a horror Q burger. And they have some good drinks here. These are good. They have the Gravedigger, the Black Magic, Glowing Ghost, and a whole bunch of others. So this is interesting. You should check this place out, the Haunted House of Hamburgers. You know what they don't have? They don't have Celsius, unfortunately. This was the only thing that kept me going through these games. I'll tell you what was even worse was last night's game, because of the rain delay, didn't start till late, so it was over late. It was just, it's 12:30 at night, I have to sit here and watch this mess. And I always wondered, they're talking to the players, they're looking somber, it just wasn't in the cards, we got to get better, we got to do this. I wonder the time frame from when they're looking this kind of acting despondent, melancholy, sad, regretful on the air. And I wonder the time frame between leaving the stadium and when they're sitting in their hot tubs, laughing and excited that the season's over and planning their vacations in Tahiti and Hawaii. I'm guessing 2 to 3 hours, the time frame it takes to clean out your locker and head to make travel plans. These guys could care less. Care less. I mean, would you care if you were making $50 million a year? Would you care about anything? Of course not. It's all a show. The reporters have to stick the mic in their face. They have to go, oh man, blah, 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 blah. It's just annoying. Why do I watch it, you ask? I am a glutton for punishment. I am a glutton free for punishment. Anyway, so I was telling you that my mom's getting burnt out of this, as many of you are, out of the Dancing with the Stars. They can't see it because it's on Disney Plus unless you are a subscriber. They're not the only ones being monopolistic. Is that a word? So, it seems here Apple Plus, the other nightmare streaming network, which during the season took a lot of Yankee games. They made this $300 million deal with MLB. Not only did they take a lot of MLB baseball game telecasts, but Apple's getting greedy as good old only an Apple could. Only Apple company could. They have now taken... it's one thing to take baseball, the American pastime. It's another thing to take every movie and anything we enjoy and make it into mess over there. But what they have taken now is beyond reproach. They have taken the rights to The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Yes, the classic at Thanksgiving time, where Linus writes his letter to the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. And they have the Great Pumpkin Patch. It's a classic. You now, again, have to be on Apple. It used to stream on PBS, or they don't have the rights. Nobody has the rights anymore. So, this is a problem. So now you have to, if you want to watch that, you could probably find it somewhere else. I don't know. But it's very problematic that all of the classic shows that we love and enjoy, there's no more, it's nothing sacred anymore. These institutional shows that are at certain times that families should pass down. You should watch with your families and the children's families and children and go. That's the idea. There's plenty of money for Apple to make their disgusting shows. Their shows are terrible. They're Apple originals. They're not movie makers. They can't broadcast baseball. The game is not in sync with the audio. So the ball, you see the ball hit the bat, then you hear the bat. It's like a bad kung fu movie on Saturday afternoons. Because they're not worried about how it's going to look. They're just greedy and taking everything. So they have taken this institution of Americana, a bit of Americana, and they have exploited it. So what do? Do you go buy it, or do you stand firm and say, I will live without the Great Pumpkin this Thanksgiving? You know, it's only a week till Halloween. Are you guys ready? Do you have your costumes? We're going to get into some Halloween stuff. I have some of the top costumes by state. I didn't just get the top trending costumes. I wanted to dig a little deeper. I got the top trending costumes per state. This is fantastic. Hold on a second. I thought... Oh, okay, this is good. We got a little, we might get a surprise visit in a couple of minutes, so let me wait. I'll hold off on that because I want to get one of our fellow guys in here. Oh, this is a great story. Let me see if I can tell you this story real quick before someone comes on. Here it is. This is terrible. They're in Suffolk County. 2 stores were raided, and the men were arrested, and what they were selling was, look at this, drugs sold in candy wrap. So the drugs, you see, were in actual candy bars. And the names or the packaging was similar to what you might see in a CVS when you're buying your Halloween candy. Just a name or a letter was off a little bit. Okay? So, and I did a little digging, and I found a couple of candies that were taken in the raid. It seems here there was Sour Crack Patch Kids. Sure, you don't want those. Those are a little too tart anyway, the Sour Crack Patch Kids. They found York Peppermint Pot Patties. Those are very minty. Some Jolly Rancher Roids. Those are for kids that want to bulk up for the Halloween season. The Jolly Rancher Roids. They come in different flavors. Enjoy those. A 3-method tear bar. If you want to get a little hallucinogenic, you get yourself a 3-method tear bar. Of course, a little different than the 3 Musketeer bar. Oh! Hold on, I'm getting a call on the air. Hello!
Delilah? Is this Delilah?
Oh my gosh, let me raise the volume and raise the roof.
Oh, Delilah, I love your show.
No, you got the wrong show. Call in. This is the Steve Squared Show, and you're on with Funny Man Stevie K.
Oh, I didn't. Oh.
What's up, buddy? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the surprise audio guest that you hear right now is the other half, the better half. No, some call him the Jiggler. I call him Sirloin of Pork. Steve Emster.
Wow, they can't take me off now, can they, Steve?
They can't. You're on now, Steve. I was talking about this. I was talking a couple of things. I'll get your opinion. I was doing a story. They just raided this this candy store in Suffolk County. They were selling drugs wrapped as candy bars. So it might be something like they had an almond joy shrooms. So, Sour Crack Patch Kids. Sour Crack. The York Peppermint Pot Patty.
Well, I've seen these things. They're like what? They're like edibles, and what they do is they taste like the certain candy, and they kind of do they kind of make a wrapping that looks similar to.
This is what happened, and the 2 men were. It was Suffolk County. The 2 men were arrested. On their possession, they had junior LSD mints.
Is that true?
That is. What do you think? I like to embellish for story reasons.
I never thought of using an embellisher.
But I'll tell you, they did have one of my favorites. The cocaine-covered Raisinets. Now, they come in dark and milk chocolate, so they melt in your mouth, definitely not in your hands, and not in your hands when the police arrive.
Oh, God, for sure.
Or I like the Milky No Way. They also have Swedish Xanax fish. For people that are a little high stress, you get yourself some Swedish Xanax fish.
Okay.
And finally, Reese's marijuana pieces.
Well, I missed out on all of this.
I know. Well, so that's why I told the audience, check your kids' candies after they go trick-or-treating.
Right.
You don't know what's in that. Did you ever go trick-or-treating as a kid?
I might have.
Would you block it out?
No, yeah, of course I did, Steve.
All right.
Did I ever?
I'm asking because I don't know. Not everybody does. The Amish don't. Didn't you ever see that movie? That movie with Kevin Costner where the kid goes, he takes him, he kidnaps the kid and then the kid goes trick or treating. I forget the name. I forget the name of that movie. Clint Eastwood was in it. Laura Dern. Very good movie.
Right, yeah.
What was... I was just going to say, I got a list of costumes that are trending by state, the best ones. What was your go-to costume? What did you like to trick or treat as?
It was something different every year, really. You know, um, you know, I think I was a pirate a couple of years
Okay.
because it was a fairly easy one. All you needed was like an eye patch, and, little mascara to paint in a mustache or whatever, and there you are.
Yeah,
And
you-
maybe a bandana.
Bandana, sure, yes. Little Jack Sparrow.
Yes, R.
R. So here's what do you think? They have it by state. These can't be right. I don't know. To give you an example, Kansas, the state of Kansas, their go-to right now is the top trending in Kansas is the Playboy Bunny.
Really?
Yeah. Arizona is Bonnie and Clyde. Alabama is Shaggy, Scooby-Doo.
Alabama, really?
Now, what do you think Hawaii is?
I would say Don Ho.
I would have said that too. Very good guess, but it's Tiny Bubbles. For those of you who have followed the Steve Squire Show, we are a big fan of Don Ho. Stranger Things.
Okay.
Louisiana loves its Austin Powers.
Oh.
Illinois is Ted Lasso.
Really?
I know. And Connecticut is a Baby Yoda.
I mean, how do they judge it? How do you rate this?
I have no idea.
You know, are they just? This might as well just be one of your little shticks. You can make these things up.
I could be. I mean, Missouri loves Pennywise. Montana is the Joker. So this can't be right. Guess what New York is?
Well, New York. Now I'm trying to think. What could New York be? Wow. God, why not?
You'll
Why
never.
not Eric Adams?
Eric-
God, he dresses real flashy.
Oh, well, actually, it's Hugh Hefner. This can't be right.
This makes no sense whatsoever.
I'm telling you, Steve, I got this at 10/24/22. This is 2022 most popular Halloween costumes by state. This is unbelievable. Pennsylvania is Scream. They love the Scream. New Jersey is Michael Myers. I don't understand why we are Hugh Hefner.
Well, I know. I could see you
Oh, sure.
would totally be into doing Hef. Being Hef
Love the robe.
and the pipe.
Oh, I'm a go-to. Now, your costume, Jack Sparrow. Guess what? What do you think? Which state would be a Jack Sparrow state?
Florida or California?
Utah. The Mormon state.
Mormons love Jack Sparrow.
Sure they do. And Vermont loves its Top Gun.
Maverick, all right.
So and Wisconsin's also a pirate. Yeah, none of this makes sense. I don't really know, but that's.
You know what, Steve? I have a feeling this is. I think we've been had.
Do you think I've been bamboozled? I don't like to be had.
We've been bamboozled, Steve. You know that.
I don't like to be led astray.
Steve. This is what they do to us. We talk about this. Nobody out there knows, but you and I both know.
I do.
This is what they do every day. They just.
I mean, how could Hugh Hefner? That doesn't even make sense. Doesn't make sense. Steve, I was telling the audience, I went fishing this weekend with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
My dad drops the reel and the rod right over the railing in the water.
Oh no!
So he fishes it out with my rod. I mean, he was a regular Quint. He was like Captain Quint. I mean, it was amazing. He takes my rod. I go, what are you talking about? It's at the bottom of the floor. He goes, no, I get it. And he gets it. It's amazing.
Some kid I know went fishing Saturday with his father off Freeport,
Yeah.
and their boat got bumped from below from a humpback whale.
Wow. Right off of Freeport?
Yes, and then they have video of it, and the bump. But then you see after a few feet away, the whale coming up, and whales just rise up out of the water.
I do know that.
So they look so graceful. Yeah, can you imagine that?
That's unbelievable. That's crazy. We got to go down there and see what's going on over there.
I think so. What do you think so?
I'm thinking that's a pretty good idea. Not only that, I found a place. At my folks' house they have a pool table, but my dad, it's a 7-footer, and an official size is an 8-foot pool table. So I found this place when I go to one of my clients' training. It's called Billiards, and they have 8-foot pool tables. I'm thinking of taking my dad there. It's a whole pool hall.
Oh, that's nice.
I thought this would be a good thing. We could kind of gamble, like sharks, like pool sharks.
Like Dad Hustle.
Yeah, like I'll film it and we'll do a new version of the. It's not The Hustler. That's a different movie. That's
that was Jackie Gleason.
No, wasn't it? It's not. What was it called?
Paul Newman.
What? The Hustler?
Yes.
I thought that was the Jennifer Lopez movie.
I mean, that was just Hustle, I think.
Oh, okay. I'm getting both of them confused. Well, there was also a Tom Cruise and Paul Newman one, right?
Yes, they did, which was a sequel. Yeah, there was a sequel to The Hustler, and that was The Color of Money.
The Color of Money, right. I didn't know.
Paul Newman was in the first one, Paul Newman was the young gun, and Jackie Gleason was, the
right.
The Minnesota Fats.
Minnesota Fats, right.
Because it was based on a true story. The sequel, well, was, Newman was the old guy, and Tom Hanks was was the young buck.
The young buck. Now, I forgot to tell you, I was telling before you jumped on, we got to go to this place, Steve. It's called the Haunted House of Hamburgers. Did you ever hear of this place?
They're actually underwriting at our radio station.
Get out of here!
Yeah, I don't know too much about them.
Oh, it's
like a hamburger place that's spooked.
It's way more than hamburgers. It's a theme restaurant. They have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They have tacos. They call them the Tombstone Tacos. They have pitchfork pancakes, wicked waffles. They have all kinds of drinks and a bar. It's a whole, and it says every day is Halloween. They also have a barbecue, like a barbecue hamburger. It's like a barbecue. They have the boneless bat wings. We gotta go.
Where is this?
It's in Farmingdale, Fulton Street.
Really?
This is where we need to go and check this place out. We're giving the audience this recommendation, and you're being sponsored by them, and you don't even know if they're good.
Look, all I know is they have good taste in radio. So.
Hey, do you know the DJ Carol Miller? Is that her name?
I do. I have an autographed book when she had her biography. She was at Barnes and Noble, and I got signed.
Yeah, she's actually being put into the, I think, radio, obviously, Hall of Fame. So she was doing. Yes. I read this whole. I was watching this interview with her. She started out on. She went to Hofstra. Actually, she was going to be a doctor.
She went to Hofstra.
Yeah.
And and she was married to Mark Goodman, the MTV VJ.
Oh, that helps.
Now, I was an intern at WPLJ.
Right.
Not long after she had left WPLJ, because WPLJ went top 40s to be a rock station.
Right.
And, they kind of, they did kind of push her out, because they didn't feel that she could do, she was willing to do a top 40 format, but they didn't think she was, able to, which is sad, because there were two other rock guys that were brought on that stayed on to the station to do top 40.
Gotcha.
But anyway, when she was a DJ at WPLJ, she was studying. She was in law school.
Yes.
And so, in those days, it was, big time radio, and in New York, big unions, which means the talent can't really run their board.
Right.
They have engineers that run the board. So these rock stations, they would play 4 songs in a row. So you could go on forever and not have to, do anything. So, while the music was playing, she'd be studying. And then she would come back when it was time to go on the air. She'd go on the air. And then she would go back and study. She's a lawyer.
Yeah.
She is a lawyer.
It's amazing. She had quite a career obviously in radio and all the stations. And she was pretty interesting. She has a book, right? Out?
She does.
What's the name of that book? I'd like to look at it.
I don't know the name of it, but I do have it.
It's Carol Miller. Yeah, so if you're out there, people, look at that. That's a good read. Because I was, if you're interested in a fellow Long Islander, make good, had a career in radio.
And if you want to listen to her. Oh, she's on right now.
Yeah, she's still broadcast, right, on Sirius?
Q1 before. She does, she does satellite radio, but she's on Q104 here every night.
Q104, check her out.
Great.
She's very good. I really like her. I'm showing this. I don't know if you could see it. I don't know if you're watching the show or if you're indisposed. If you want, I'm showing pets. They did this thing about pets wearing costumes. Do you like this little thing? I can see the gyms doing this.
Our friends the gyms.
Our friends the gyms. They have a little dog like this, and look what they're doing to these poor animals. They're dressing them up. Do you think the dog enjoys this?
It's horrible. Actually, I know somebody today at work told me they have their kid and their dog. They're gonna dress. Their kid and their dog are gonna dress up.
It's terrible. Look at this. Oh my God! What are they doing?
Kid is gonna be the baby who's still just a few months old now. Almost a year, not quite. Mm-hmm. He's gonna be a spider, and the dog is gonna be a bumblebee.
Look at this. I'm showing it right now. Halloween hounds. This is terrible. And of course, it says here, Cheeky wears a cow costume from Dog and Company in Bridgehampton. Of course, it's all these rich bougie food dogs. There it is. So they actually have a store that does immense business during a recession of people going to buy their dogs' costumes. That's it right there in a nutshell. Good night, everybody. Thank you for playing. Steve, I had a meltdown. Not because the Yankees lost. I can accept that. Yeah, they did well. I mean, even though they didn't do well in my eyes, they still made it pretty far. The last 4 teams. Got it. That's fine. But I'll tell you what burns my bubble, and I ranted about this when the show opened. I'll get your take because this is your kind of expertise. I said there's an enormous anti-New York sentiment when the broadcasting of national games. And this has been going on for as long as I've watched Yankees in postseason. I get it.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm just saying, I get it. I know they're told in the production meetings to build the other team, make it the underdog, make a story. I get it. I get it. But it gets a little ad nauseum, when Bob Costas has to wax. And I'm not the only one. It was in the papers that there was an enormous rant on Costas. But go ahead.
I'm going to disagree with you.
And I thought Darling usually does a better job. I thought this time he kind of mailed it in.
I think Darling couldn't say much because Costas did kind of take the show. But I disagree. I like listening to Costas talk. I like him telling stories. And if anyone thinks that these broadcasts are anti-New York, you need to move to another town, another market where there's a team that's in the playoffs, and they will say the same exact thing as they're saying here in New York, that the network broadcast is biased.
It's true. I get it.
But it's not biased. The thing is, it's a national broadcast.
Right. I understand that.
And you can't beat your local broadcaster that has been covering this team.
Right.
For years, seasons, and they know the people They know the characters involved. They know the stories. They know, they know the executives and everything. And
I get it, and I think the thing that bothers me, and I understand. I know it's a national broadcast, and you have to kind of build the other team, the Clevelands of the world, and they're all, and you have to wax poetically about how they're fun-loving and just a scrappy bunch of guys. And I get it. Believe me, everybody had it.
Such a Yankee fan.
No.
Yeah, that little team with their
scrappy bunch of and every player has overcome a disease, and everybody's they're just fun loving, and look at the way he wears his cap. Nobody could wear a cap like that. That's fun loving baseball. I get it. I get it. But this is what burns me even more, is the way they never stay on the game. Meaning they don't stay on the picture. They have to do 24 different edited shots or 24 different camera angles of fans. Then an interview with Laura Jihadi. They always have to have the smoking hot on-field reporter. And I'm not talking about Tim Kirchin. I'm not talking about Ken Rosenthal. I'm talking about Laura Jihadi, and of course.
When Ken wears those bow ties.
I do love that.
How could you not?
I'm just saying, you're watching the game, and a pitch happens, and then they have to do 49 different camera shots, and then there's an on-screen ad, there's a Verizon ad that shoves in the middle of a pitch. It's so overstimulating, is my point. You know what I'm saying? They just don't let the game breathe. They don't trust the game, and they have to overproduce it. I don't know. You tell me.
Well, I mean, it's just, honestly, I just rather listen to the radio. And actually, last night it got to the point where I didn't even watch the game. I listened to it. I listened to Susan and John, and
I should have did that.
Right until until the Astros bounced back, and then I said, "Oh, that's it." It
was just whatever, but it was, and I can't, and again, of course, I can't stand those bleeping ass, cheating, scummy Astros, and they're freaking out.
Cheating Astros.
Those cheating Astros.
That's what everybody seems to call them, the cheating Astros.
They're cheating Astros, but whatever. It's just, but I'm talking just more on forget about all the baseball stuff, just more on trying to watch a game that's just overproduced. They try to shove so much in your face, you can't watch the game. It's like we have to show crowd excitement or every person in the crowd's emotion, and then we have to have Laura Jihad talk to the player right after they. Bryce Harper hit a home run yesterday. They had a microphone in his face before he even got in the dugout.
Well, I think that's a little great, but let's be honest now. People don't trust it because you know what? Baseball is a slow game.
I know.
And you're not going to have, and it's not like football or basketball where every moment is an exciting moment. So yes, you do have to somehow paint a picture. I mean, I was watching an interview with this Mets director, and he's an interesting character. He went to film school in North Carolina, and he's his real passion is films. He says, I don't watch that much baseball after the game. I'm usually watching movies. And he watches movies now, and he gets all his ideas of things to do on the broadcast from movies. So
I know. I think I know they have to make it compelling. They have to make it dramatic. They have to make it a story because not everybody is a true baseball fan that's watching at this level.
But that's what it is.
I get it. I know.
Vince Scully has done it on whether it was a Dodger game or a national game. He's done the same thing. That's what they do. They paint a picture.
No, I know, but sometimes the picture is there. Sometimes you can enjoy the picture without constant talking and constant different, That's all. I'm saying they could tone it down a little. I know they can't because it's not. They have to be talking 24/7, and they have to be throwing ads up on the screen. That's the new thing. Every second in between a pitch, there's an Amazon ad. There's a Verizon ad. I get it. I understand. They have to pay. Somebody has to pay. Speaking of paying, I was saying how they. Do you know Peanuts is now on Apple?
Yeah, that was from last year. They were on that.
Yeah, so this is terrible. They're not the Great Pumpkin. Where am I going to watch it? I don't get Apple Plus.
I do.
I know. All right, I'll come over. I'll watch it.
I'll come over. You can watch it on my phone.
All right, fine. But it's I want to watch it on the big screen. I want to see Linus ride to the Great Pumpkin Patch. How dare they? Not only do they take baseball, but now they're taking. It's just. I'm just very upset. I'm upset with the whole thing. Hey, are you a horror slasher guy? Did you see Halloween Kills? I bet you did.
No, I wouldn't dare. It is on Peacock. If I do, yeah. After I watch the last crap with you.
That's right.
I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna pay anything to see that. It's on Peacock. I hear it's the worst.
It's very yes. It got really bad reviews, terrible reviews. Now, what's your go-to? What's your do you have a favorite Halloween movie or not? I don't mean Halloween. I mean it could be anything. It doesn't have to be the Halloween movies.
Well, for Halloween, and it's a movie I do watch all year. I'm not a big slasher horror guy.
Right. I am.
If we're going to horror, An American Werewolf in London, great movie.
The original.
Great movie. The original. Yeah, the original. There were sequels, but they never.
Right, the one with the actor David Naughton.
David Naughton.
Dr.
Pepper.
And it's so funny. This is me and you. We have great chemistry, me and Steve, because I'll tell you why this is. I was going to mention a show. I always like to mention an old show to people on that I just came across. Do you remember a show? It was 1979, 1980, called Making It.
Of course.
With David Naughton. And Ellen Travolta. And it was trying to capture the whole craze of Saturday Night Fever.
Saturday Night Fever. And literally, that's interesting because, number one, that was right after American... Was that...
I think that was before American Werewolf.
Was right before American Werewolf.
Yeah.
But this was, literally, it didn't take that. It was a couple of months, 2 or 3 months, and the disco revolt was going on.
Yes.
So that's really what killed this show.
And
I don't know.
It was that song, Making It, which was a famous song.
He sang it.
That's right, David Naughton.
Yes.
Right, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah, now, to tell people just quickly, David Naughton, if you don't know who he is, like Steve said, American Werewolf in London, great movie. And
old Dr.
Pepper. Not Dr. Oz.
Not Dr. Phil.
Not Dr.
Not your favorite doctor.
Not my favorite. I have a lot of favorite doctors. My favorite Dr. Pepper, David Naughton, the old I'm a pepper, you're a pepper, wouldn't you like to be a pepper too?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's David Naughton. But I watched an episode. It was on YouTube, and I'm like looking because it listed it as one of the worst shows in the 70s. So I came across it, and I go, really? So I watched a few minutes of it, and it was cute, but it was very,
It was 1979.
It was very 1979, and it was corny lines and whatever, just like any of those sitcoms. But it was set in a disco, it was supposed to be in, a very New York family. And but he was pretty funny. He's a good actor.
He is a good actor.
I like
really
him. Was he in anything else? Or, I mean, obviously he's big for American Werewolf, right?
He's done a few things. He's older now, so you would probably not notice, him. And he does a lot of Comic-Cons.
I'll always ask you the question I ask you all the time. Is he still alive?
He's very much alive.
Good for him. Now, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, did Zsa Zsa Gabor just pass away?
Zsa Zsa Gabor passed away years ago.
Really? Are you sure?
Yes.
Why did it just come across my phone?
She's been dead a long time.
All right then.
I'll tell you when she died.
Tell me when she died, because
2016, Steve.
that's not that long ago.
Well,
2016. She was
not
90.
today.
She was 99, I think. She was another one that lived. Love Zsa Zsa. Now, was Zsa Zsa Green Acres?
No, Ava was Green Acres.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, I thought it was Zsa Zsa.
No, Ava was Green Acres.
Great names for that. Now, they were kind of the Kardashians before the Kardashians, right?
Yes, they were the original Kardashians.
For those of you who don't know, the Gabor sisters. Now, how many were there?
Well, you had Zsa Zsa, you had Ava,
Right.
and then you had Magda.
Really? Are you kidding?
Yes.
Magda Gabor?
Magda Gabor.
That's a great name. Now, they were Hungarian, right?
They were Hungarian. They were socialites.
I would love to see a battle between that family and the Kardashians. Some kind of reality show.
If you ever take a look, Steve, do you ever remember David Letterman did 1 week, was in LA 1 week and did his shows in LA 1 week. And he went with Zsa Zsa Gabor in a convertible, and they would just go through all the drive-thrus and all the restaurants.
Oh yes, I saw that. Yes.
Eating like a Big Mac.
Yes, I remember that.
Double from In-N-Out and a fat burger.
Which one was that? Zsa Zsa?
Yes.
That was Zsa Zsa. Yes, I have seen that. That's a very funny clip on Letterman.
And then they're Taco Bell, and then they pay for the car behind them, and Letterman says, "I want you to tell the next people that the tacos are on Zsa Zsa." And then this woman who had a Spanish accent goes, "The tacos are on Zsa Zsa."
Hey.
It was just so silly.
Now, speaking of the late 70s, that 79 show, Making It, here's another oldie but a goodie, and I mentioned this last week, the Real Love Boat show. They're kind of making it a reality show.
Yes, so I've heard.
Right, it's on CBS, the Real Love Boat, and guess who's making an appearance, and this is why I bring it up, because I'm outraged that they're doing this, because, I hate when they can't come up with anything fresh and they have to steal old shows. But Ted Lang, is it Ted Lang or Lang? Ted Lang.
Something like that.
And
Ted Lang.
And who was Isaac, the bartender.
Isaac, your bartender.
Oh, I love Isaac. And Jill Whelan, who was the daughter,
Yes.
Captain Stubing's daughter.
Captain Stubing's daughter.
Is going to be making a guest appearance on the next show of The Real Love Boat.
Now, will the great Bernie Coppell make an appearance?
I think he's busy doing that bad Broadway show.
Well, I just heard that. I think he's still doing it. But Hal Linden is going to be leaving it.
Oh,
and,
God.
I think either Bernie or Hal are leaving it. And Josh Mostel is going to be taking their
Oh,
spot.
fantastic.
And Josh is a baby. He must be about 70, so he's not quite as old.
Now, do you know what year The Love Boat started? The original, not this reality show.
I'm going to say, Gavin McLeod finished up Mary Tyler Moore in 1977, so I will say it was 1977.
Yes, he is right on the money. If I had my blows
Look at
ready.
this guy. How lucky did this guy get?
Right? Goes from a news writer to a captain.
From 1970 till when was the last season
I think
of Love Boat?
Love Boat was about 80, 81. Didn't run that long.
That's a drop. No.
Oh.
No, that's an actor's dream.
Oh my God! 10 years of two hot shows? Are you kidding?
A constant employment.
Now they were both produced by.
Love Boat was produced by Aaron Spelling.
Aaron Spelling, of course.
Mary Tyler Moore was not.
I was thinking of Fantasy Island. He did too. Aaron.
Yes, he did Fantasy Island. Oh my God, the shows that Aaron Spelling has been behind have been legendary.
Now we're at 7:30, but I'll just give you a couple of some of the cameos on the original Love Boat. Some of the stars that made cameos. Gene Kelly and Ginger Rogers were on the Love Boat episode.
Right. I
Uh,
remember.
Eva Marie Saint. Oh, and she was no saint. Ethel Merman.
I
Robert.
was about to say Ethel Merman.
Robert.
I mean, there've been so many people on that show.
Oh,
It's like
yeah.
crazy.
Robert Goulet, Tammy Grimes, Don Adams, get smart, Florence Henderson,
Harvey Korman.
Janet Jackson, Engelbert Humperdinck, the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, Joe Namath, and a bunch of others. And of course, Andy Warhol made an appearance, and a young upcoming actor named Martin Short.
Tom Hanks did too.
Oh, sure. So it was just, I can't believe Don Adams. I remember the episode Don Adams was, I think I remember seeing that. So really, pretty fun stuff. So, so they'll be on. I don't even know when this Love Boat's on. I have no idea.
What is the object of the real Love Boat, though?
Again, they're trying to create, it's like any of those kind of match shows. It's just trying to pair people for love. So they're doing it on a boat. And it's
terrible.
It is terrible. It's really bad. But of course, these shows get greenlit and not done best.
I'll be going to the Flo Michaels show at Central Avenue.
Now, I found that flyer the other day. I was going to send it to you. The Flo Michaels. Oh, I'll finish with this. I go into the library the other day, the Bar Harbor Library, and it was yesterday. And there was a packed parking lot, an extravaganza was going on. They had.
What was the big to do?
They opened the third floor. They had built a new children's room. Now, here's my problem with the Bar Harbor Library, and I'll leave you with this.
And you love the Bar Harbor Library.
I actually I do, and now I prefer Central. Bar Harbor Library is really directed and set up for teens and children. If you're an adult going in there without a child, you're looked at as some weirdo. They make it a very colorful, teen-friendly, very now, if you know what I mean, space that's really directed not for adults. You're a weirdo if you're going in there. And you're looked at as...
Are you saying people are frowning upon you?
Well, I might go in there to stop in and say hi to my sister, but I do not stay and do work there. First of all, there's no space there. The Central Avenue has quiet room, they have cubbies, you can feel normal there, other than the homeless people that are going to the bathroom on the stool next to you.
That Bar Harbor branch is very big, though.
It's huge.
There must be rooms in there for you to...
There's not. They have an enormous room that's called the teen room. That's a space for kids to feel safe, and they could text each other, and they could sit on the floor.
And they could
online bully each other. There's an online bullying room.
Right.
There's an they have an whole, exactly. They have a social media bullying area where you can social media and bully each other in peace, away from weird adults like me.
Really? Yes, exactly.
So if you go in there, I'm telling you, they'll probably call 911.
Are you sure of that?
I'm pretty sure. Plus, there's never any books there. I don't know what they did, but they've moved all the books. I can't find anything.
This used to be your favorite. You used to say, I can't stand the Central Avenue.
Now I'm back to Central Avenue. I don't know what to do, but anyway, we're waxing poetically. It's 7:35. Let's close it out. Steve, thanks so much for jumping on.
Oh, no, my pleasure.
What a surprise, I'm telling you. You just upped our viewership. I saw 3 more people just clicked on when you came on.
I can't believe that.
Did you click 3 times? Did you click?
I clicked 3 times and said there's no place like home.
There you go. And on that note, there is no place like home, or no place like the Steve Squared Show. For myself, of course, for the jiggler, the sirloin of pork, from an undisclosed location, the Emster. Hopefully, one day we'll be back in the studio. Tony and Sally feel bad, but they're in there. This is prime time for them. They're at White Post Farm.
You know what? I hope when this thing is all over that we can get a visit.
Oh.
Farmer Willie.
I requested that. I told Tony, I said, when we're back in, I want you as Farmer Willie.
That would be a great interview.
Would
you like to?
I totally agree. We're going to do that. And do you think we could get? I'll ask you off the air. I won't even ask you on. I'll let us close out now. But again, thanks for stopping by. Always check out, put some clips on of the show on the Stephen R. Kaminsky Instagram, and we'll go from there. And hopefully, eventually, we'll be back in the studio. But if not, next week is Monday's Halloween show. Oh, that's going to be crazy. I might dress up.
We're back in the studio next week.
No, we're not. That's their biggest day at White Post. They can't be there.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we have to wait the following, so he apologized. I said, don't worry. But anyway, we're managing. We're doing what we do here. So enjoy the rest of your rainy days and Monday, Karen Carpenter, and for all of us.